I want to thank the committee. I want to thank my family for coming. When I started in Peoria, some pictures were shot on a Bell & Howell 16 millimeter. Let me start over. You know how that is. When I started in Peoria, some pictures were shot on a Bell & Howell 16 millimeter camera. When I retired from KDKA, some pictures were shot on a phone. I don't know what technology comes next, but whatever it is, diversity in the newsroom is essential to being able to tell the whole story. And whatever comes next, covering racial issues, politics, crime, terrorism, or government, one rule should apply. Quoting the Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics, neither speed or format excuses inaccuracy. Should I ever write a book on journalism, it would be called Cronkite is Not a Disease. Walter Cronkite was the standard for accuracy and fairness when I was a kid growing up and growing as a journalist. We would all do well to remember why or research why. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Harold. On Thanksgiving Day in 1976, WFMZ-TV went on the air in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And ever since, the region has benefited from the work of Kathy Crane. Starting a TV station is no easy task, and Kathy not only helped WFMZ survive those early days, but she helped transform Channel 69 into the station of record for the Lehigh Valley. On the air, she's reported stories, anchored the news, and is now forecasting the weather. Off the air, she has served the station in advertising and human resources, and that's just what she's done inside the building. Out in the community, Kathy has become WFMZ's Goodwill Ambassador. She was the first woman member, then later president of the Sertoma Club, which stands for Service to Mankind. You'll also find Kathy helping out at Easter Seals, the Camelot House for Children, and even scouting for food. Some may know Kathy Crane for bringing us the weather forecast, but others know that she has brought sunshine and help into many lives. Kathy, welcome to the Silver Circle.
Oh my. Hello there. Good evening. How's everyone doing out there? Okay. I'd like to thank the Mid-Atlantic chapter and its Board of Governors, of course, for this amazing award. For Matt Roth for nominating me. Thank you, Matt. For Dick Dean for hiring me in 1970. I was 9 at the time. And even though Barry Fisher, our GM, and our news director, Brand Reinhardt, who have been with WFMZ for a long time, I remember when they had hair and I didn't. Anyway, congratulations also to all my fellow Silver Circle Award winners. Boy, this is amazing. 45 years. The magazine said 40, but I'll be honest with you, I was hired 45 years ago. And it continues to be a blessing every day. One of the most amazing records in baseball history wasn't about the home runs. It wasn't about strikeouts or stolen bases. It was about perseverance. And on September 6, 1995, Cal Ripken Jr. played his, what? 2,131st game, breaking the old-time record that Lou Gehrig had set before him many years ago. His father said, well, all of this is just about a man going to work every day and doing his job. That's it. My father always said that if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And he was right. Perseverance and consistency put forth in our jobs, our families, our relationships, our work ethics, and of course the love of our special people in our lives and our faith. that leads always to wonderful blessings all the way around. I am humbled and truly blessed to accept this award tonight. Thank you.
Back in the early 80s, Kevin Martirana was a student at Kutztown State College when he landed an internship with WGAL in Lancaster. His career was launched, then really took hold when Kevin founded Take One Productions. His company is now 3 decades strong and still winning countless local, national awards for videos, commercials, and documentaries. Kevin has directed celebrities ranging from Charlton Heston to Heather Locklear to Neil Armstrong, even Eddie Albert of Green Acres fame. He's produced for just about every national network and traveled the world for his work. Still, he finds time for local community service on issues ranging from dyslexia to veterans in need. And above all, Kevin never forgot his first opportunity, that college internship out of Kutztown. That's why he spent his entire career teaching dozens of other young interns about production, equipment, and networking, guiding them to successful careers of their own. Kevin Martirana, it's not just for your business savvy and production skills, but also your generosity and giving back that we welcome you into the Silver Circle.
This is indeed an honor. It is amazing to be here after all of these years, starting after college, to be in the broadcast industry. I want to thank not only the Silver Circle and Natas, of course, my good friend Brad Now, and of course, my lovely and incredibly talented wife, Sonny Diamond. I have a very quick story I want to tell you, and I hope you all can take this to heart. When I was in my senior year at Kutztown, I got to befriend through an organization there, a gentleman by the name of Steve Neno. He was the vice president of programming at ABC Cap Cities in New York City. He chose what was going on the network. Why he liked me, I have no idea. But when I got my first job at WGAL doing PM Magazine, within the first couple months, I invited him to come down, and how I got a vice president from ABC Network to go into an NBC affiliate station, I have no idea. But we didn't get kicked out, and on the train ride back, before he left, he looked at me and he said something, and he said, "Please remember, this may not make sense now. It may make sense a little bit more after you're in your career." He said, "Always give back to those who are coming up behind you." And he was right. I didn't get it. But after the first couple of years, I began to understand it. And I see so many young, bright, intelligent, young folks who are about to start these amazing careers. And all of us who have been here, we know what this is like. And you need a helping hand to reach down and grab and pull you up and teach you some of the ropes. Don't just send them out for coffee. Don't just consider that they're an intern. Make them a part of your family. Make them a part of your crew. And I truly believe, beyond all awards, that award is the one that you'll have forever. Thank you so much for this honor.
Congratulations, Kevin. She works hard, she works fast, and the finished product is always the same: perfect. Perina Morelli started shooting news back in 1980 at WKBN in Youngstown, Ohio. Then Pittsburgh, where she became KDKA's go-to photographer and editor. When WQED came calling, Perina hit her journalistic stride, producing, writing, while still shooting and editing the station's most compelling stories and documentaries. That's why you've heard Perina's name called so many times from this stage over the years. But more important than awards, she has opened doors for others. Perina was among the first women to pick up a camera and shoot news, not just in this chapter, but anywhere. And if that wasn't challenge enough, Purina has a severe hearing loss. Still, her coworkers only saw ability, never disability. At the Super Bowl, presidential inaugurations, the backcountry of Haiti, concentration camps in Poland, Lockerbie, Scotland, Purina Morelli, for the countless interns you've helped, for the perfection on the job, and for your unflagging dedication, welcome to the Silver Circle.
Thank you very much. Lucky for you, I didn't prepare a speech, but as you may know, that every time anyone with a disability needs a lot of support and encouragement from other people. And the first people that gave me love and encouragement, of course, were my parents. And they gave me the tools and the direction and the focus to succeed. And I never looked back. In fact, I had a thing when I was in news. I go until they say no. And even if they did say no, I couldn't hear them. So I kept going. I'm truly honored to receive this award and very humbled too. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, who's that go-to person at your station? The guy everyone calls when there's a maintenance issue, a scheduling issue, or an operations issue? Well, at Fox 29 in Philadelphia, that person was Joel Sanders. When the station launched its 10 o'clock news back in 1986, the first frame of video was shot through the lens of Joel's camera. After that, he rose through the ranks, becoming chief photographer, then operations manager, and unofficially, a mentor to many. More than a few photographers and editors who passed through Fox 29 over the years have learned a thing or two from Joel Sanders. He was the driving force behind the station's coverage of huge events, sports, elections, conventions, and more. When something couldn't be done, Joel made it happen. Always calm under fire, a voice of reason in the newsroom. But this year, Joel retired from Fox 29. There are some retirees who might be replaced physically, but never in spirit. Joel Sanders, for your many years of getting it done with a great attitude, we say, welcome to the Silver Circle.
30 years ago was one of the happiest nights of my life. I was sitting here where you guys are sitting. I had a nomination, but I had no hope of winning. Unfortunately, the spot news story on the TWA strike happened the same year as Move, and I knew even if I won, I would go over and hand my award to Pete King because he deserved it. Well, I had realized my dream. I worked in small markets in Virginia and in North Carolina, and I finally got the opportunity to work in a major market with all the incredible news that you covered and all the amazing opportunities you had. And 30 years, right after that night at the Emmys, just a short time later, I realized another dream. I married the love of my life, Holly Woodward, Emmy award-winning photographer, editor, and producer. So throughout the 30 years, every time I would stop when I'm rolling up the cables or finish editing and say, wow, isn't this really cool to be working here? You know, and it wasn't just the times when I would go with Pat Chiraki to the Vatican or broke a really good spot news story with Walt Hunter or jumped up and down with the Phillies in LA and in Philly when they won the World Series. It was the little things, the really great writing, the great people to work with. So if you guys have another 10, 20, or 30 years to keep working here, just stop for a while. Think of the great work you just did, not just for the Emmys, but the great work you did or the great opportunity. And just think for a while, say, boy, this is really special. My life really means something. Because in the words of that great philosopher, Ferris Bueller, life is short. If you don't stop and look around every once in a while, you're going to miss it. Thank you all very much.
Distinguished, invaluable, honorable, those are just a few of the words that describe our next recipient. George Cummings has earned those adjectives during his long career in Philadelphia. First at WPHL, then Fox 29, he's been a director, a producer, and manager who's done it all. Sports, entertainment, commercials, comedy, live specials, and of course, news. Later, when Temple hired George, he was instrumental in the launch of the university's TU-TV channel and created courses that would in turn launch thousands of careers. And then there's his other job, the one he's not paid for. George has served this Emmy chapter from the beginning as a valued member of the Board of Governors, a national trustee, and president who guided our chapter through the difficult days after 9/11. Professionally, George has won Emmys. Personally, he's won the respect of his colleagues along the way. We thank George for his hard work, his talent, and above all, his giving spirit, and that's why George Cummings is joining the 2016 class of inductees.
Wow. I just want to thank the board for this honor. I am truly humbled and a bit overwhelmed. You know, as you've heard, it takes a team to do what we do. And for all the years, I just want to recognize all the producers, general managers, even salespeople, crew members, talent, athletes that I've worked with through the years. And now I've kind of gone full circle and I'm back at Temple University, and thanks to the generosity of Cal and Lucille Redmond, we have Temple University Television, where I have the pleasure to work with my friend and colleague and an incredible broadcaster in his own right, Paul Gluck, where we can, exactly, where we have the great opportunity to give back to students, to share our experience, our knowledge. And I encourage all of you to engage with your interns and mentor students, because they are truly our future. And I also most especially want to thank my wife, Denise, for putting up with this for over 37 years. And for my children, Maureen and Madeline, who are here tonight. I love my girls. Thank you for being a part of my life and putting up with me. Congratulations to my fellow inductees, to all of you nominees. Have a wonderful night, and remember, no one knows how hard we work to make it look so easy. Thank you very much.
Could the Silver Circle nominees line up here center stage, and let's hear it for them one more time.
Congratulations again to our Silver Circle inductees. Quick housekeeping note, this is the last call for our silent auction. If you would like to make a bid in the silent auction, please head out to the lobby now. We will be selecting and announcing winners at 10 p.m. Now let's welcome our next presenter from Comcast Sportsnet. Here's Ron Burke.
Good evening, everyone. The nominees in our next category spend endless hours gathering news and churning out the most interesting and compelling content possible. Every night they do it. And this year's nominees for evening newscast in medium markets 39 and smaller are
ABC 27 News at 5, ISIS at Home, WHTM, ABC 27. ABC 27 News at 6, Blizzard of 2016, WHTM, ABC 27. Eyewitness News at 6, Tragedy on the Interstate, WBRE TV. Tragedy on the Tracks, WPMT, Fox 43. WGAL News 8 at 6, WGAL TV.
And the Emmy goes to WGAL News 8 at 6, WGAL TV.
And I'm Ron Martin. We begin with the just released video. News 8 Susan Shapiro begins our team coverage.
The video from Officer Merkel's taser was the key evidence at her murder trial. Both sides used it to try to prove their case, but the defense won out, convincing the jury Merkel believed her life was in danger when she shot and killed David Kasich. We have not edited the video in the portion we're showing.
Well, that was Susan Shapiro, our beloved Susan Shapiro. My name is Kim Lemon. I've worked at Channel 8 for nearly 40 years, and this is Justin Betty. And we are so proud on behalf of our extraordinary news team to accept this honor. Thank you. We work for a great television station, probably known throughout not only the state, but the nation for its excellence. And we are so grateful. Thank you.
Well, college is the perfect place to learn and begin to perfect the craft of storytelling, which is what we all do. Our next category, college, university, long-form, nonfiction, offers budding journalists the chance to dive deep into a topic. Here are our nominees for that category.
Breaking the Wall, the next generation of South African sound, Temple University. Bridging the Gap, Temple University. Catboat, Penn State University. Hail to RMU, Season 2, Episode 1, Robert Morris University. Net Worth, University of Delaware.
And the student award goes to Bridging the Gap, Temple University.
South Africa's youth belong to a groundbreaking generation. The born frees are ambitious. They are getting educated and they are following their dreams, all while wearing the scars of their nation's past.
Apartheid was basically about white people not accepting people that have a different color. And it all stopped in 1994.
During apartheid, the education system was systematically stacked in favor of white learners in South Africa. If at all, black students.
Wow, this is an incredible honor. I'd like to say thank you to my fearless advisor who took me to South Africa, Karen Turner, to my mentor, Dr. Edward Trays, and to everyone at Temple University who has invested in my education because, as Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon for which we can use to change the world. Thank you.
Congratulations. Our next category, like the content and honors, takes TV sports fans almost everywhere they want to be. On the ice, on the gridiron, and on the hardwood. These are the 2016 nominees for Outstanding Sports Program or Series.
In the Room, Pittsburgh Penguins. Inside the Eagles, Eagles Television Network. Penn State Basketball, In the Paint, WPSU Penn State.
And the Emmy goes to In the Room, Pittsburgh Penguins.
Life in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is seasonal. On the surface, it looks gloomy and gray. But upon closer inspection, you get a little bit of everything. With the good comes the bad.
just like to say thanks for the Penguins. This has been a dream job for me, and thanks to my wife for moving across the country for me to live my dream. So thank you very much, and thanks everyone.
The chance to spend time working on a featured news story is a favorite for many of us. Features can provide the opportunity for true storytelling, creative photography, editing, and writing. The nominees for Feature News Report are
A World of Color and Sound, Tribune Review. How to Spot a Liar, KDKA TV. Making an Impact, Community Impact Hero, WFMZ TV. The Antique Butcher, KDKA TV.
And the Emmy goes to A World of Color and Sound, Tribune Review. In the front
At
row.
home, we all know to get your family to the basement. But Kramer doesn't like the looks of my...
This is such an amazing night for me. Earlier this week, after 16 years of service, and like so many of my talented colleagues, I took a buyout from the Tribune Review. It was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made, but I decided that it was time to make a bet on myself. And tonight, you let me know that that was a good bet. Thank you so much.
We can all appreciate the perfect cut of music. Music sets the mood, evokes emotion, and often offers the extra polish on a project. Our nominees for music composition arrangement are
Philadelphia, The Great Experiment Disorder, 1820 to 1854, History-Making Productions. Ruby's Studio, The Sibling Show, The Mother Company.
And the Emmy goes to Philadelphia, The Great Experiment, Disorder, 1820 to 1854, History-Making Productions.
August 1834. James Fortin's son, Thomas, is out on an errand when he is targeted by a mob of white toughs.
Poor whites had more in common with poor blacks than they probably realized, but because race became the driving issue, it drove.
Thank you so much. The third time in 4 years, I'm really honored. I would really like to thank this time, first and foremost, the whole team at History Making Productions. Nathaniel Popkin, without you, I wouldn't be here today. Andrew Fair, the director. As a composer, directors can really give you a headache. Andrew, I have a great relationship with you, and I'm so grateful for that. Everybody else, Sam Katz is just amazing to work with because he only cares about one thing, his quality. He just wants the best. And he's giving me the means to do that. So it's been like the best gig I ever had in my life. And everybody else, I love you all. I'm sorry I'm a pain in the butt sometimes, but now I would like just to say something else, which is unrelated. And it's with this election cycle and being subjected with all these distorted lies and deceit. And I'm afraid this bias is tearing us apart as a nation. I'm French, but I consider this to be my nation because I've been here almost half of my life. And maybe I would suggest we have a category, another news category, called like unbiased news. You know, it's a big responsibility to tell the story the way it is. There's a lot at stake. Thank you so much.
There's always one topic that always triggers a lot of discussion and sometimes debate. That, of course, is the weather. Viewers love weather stories. There's just something about it that keeps us glued to the television. So here are the nominees for weather, news single story, or series.
Blizzard 2016, WWSI Telemundo 62. Blizzard of 2016, NBC 10. Blizzard of 2016, WHTM, ABC 27. How to Survive a Tornado, KDKA TV. The Blizzard of 2016, WGAL TV.
The Emmy goes to How to Survive a Tornado, KDKA TV.
At home, we all know to get your family to the basement. But Kramer doesn't like the looks of my laundry room because it has windows and isn't really underground. Instead, he picks this coat closet on the lowest floor as the safest spot. Actually, the crawl space behind it. There's a door, and you can go under the stairs.
If you could get under the stairs, it would be even better.
Wow, okay.
Just you want to put as much space between the outside as possible.
Some experts say put on a well, thank you very much. In this story in particular, the information can really save lives. And that means a lot to get this award for this, and it means a lot to be able to do this story. It was 25 years ago this year that I walked in the door at KDKA as an intern, and I just want to thank the entire team at KDKA, because working with them, they truly feel like my family. They are my family.
Thank you. Amazing. It's amazing competition in this category, and I feel doubly honored. And I love working with this guy. And if I could work with him every day the rest of my career, I'll be the happiest person ever. So thank you.
College sports provides a lot of entertainment and disappointment for viewers of all ages, especially this time of year with the football season now in full swing. It is the perfect training ground for aspiring sports journalists. Tonight's nominees for college, university sports live event are
Live KU Golden Bear football coverage, Kutztown University. WRMU men's hockey versus Army West Point, Game 2, Robert Morris University. Shippensburg basketball, Make-A-Wish game, Shippensburg University.
Here we go. Almost forgot to get the card. Here we go. And the Emmy goes to RMU men's hockey versus Army West Point Game 2, Robert Morris University.
Clint Carlisle getting ready to take the face-off. Colonials bringing out the second line of Dorowitz, Denham, and Friedman. And we are underway here on defense. It's Eric Israel and Tyson Wilson. A shot quickly from beyond the blue line is gloved by Terry Schaefer. And 8 seconds in, we have our first stoppage of play. Hit along the boards there. The Colonials trying to move the puck forward. They'll turn it over, but offsides is called. The guilty party is Trevor Fiddler, and we have a story with our sideline reporter.
As we all know, it really takes a team to pull off anything in this industry, but it really takes a team to pull off live sports, and we couldn't have done it without these folks right here. This one also goes out to Joe, Jim, and Ray at Robert Morris. Thank you guys so much.
Congratulations. Congratulations to you. Great work. We're so fortunate to work in markets with an amazing number of talented photographers. They're often our spine. They do so much work that goes unnoticed. Each has his or her own style and ability to skillfully weave together a visually compelling story, often in a very limited amount of time. The nominees in the category of photographer news are
Anthony Durso, WHTM ABC 27. Kyle Cooper, WHP CBS 21. Will Elliott, WGAL TV. Scott Wilson, WGAL TV.
The Emmy goes to Kyle Cooper, WHP CBS 21.
Without a home, staying with her boyfriend's family, and she's never even mentioned her situation.
Were you aware that she is homeless?
To her college coach.
I was not aware of that.
No, the most unforgettable thing about the remarkable Taylor Wiseman is this.
It's hard. I'm still kind of embarrassed.
Been chasing this one for a little bit. Just want to say that I think the thing that I'm most honored about with this is that every nominee in that category is from the Central Pennsylvania market. They're guys, and they're guys that I know and I consider friends. So as honored and humbled as I am to win this award, I'm equally as honored to be nominated alongside of them, and I'm just thrilled to finally get this one. Thanks a lot.
Sports reporters have their work cut out for them in all of our markets year-round. Our nominees for on-camera talent reporter in sports are
Dan Potash, Root Sports. Jason Bristol, WHP. John Bork, Comcast Sportsnet.
and the Emmy goes to Dan Potash, Root Sports.
Welcome back inside PNC Park, where the visiting Fish have a 1-0 lead as we move to the fourth inning. You know, we're still getting to know Jung Ho Gung, so know this. Before every game, he prepares a small rosin bag that he places in his back right pocket. And he'll go to that bag in his pocket after almost every pitch when he's in the field. It's in an effort to keep his fingers dry. Now, equipment manager Scott Bonnet learned this the hard way when he prepped a bag from...
So obviously I'm not Dan Potash, but Dan Potash does a great job. And I tried to slow up so you guys could see a little bit of his work. He's worked hard. He's been nominated for this award many times and has finally won one. So congratulations, Dan. Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next presenter is Laura McHugh from WLVT PBS 39.
Working on a documentary is an opportunity to immerse yourself in a topic, a rarity for most journalists these days. Tonight, we have some incredible nominees who have worked on masterful pieces. They include
Chronicle After War, WTAE. Philadelphia, The Great Experiment, Disorder, 1820 to 1854, History Making Productions. Remember Us, Lazarus Films, Greenleaf Productions. Rising Tides, Lazarus Films, Greenleaf Productions.
And the Emmy goes to Remember Us, Lazarus Films, Greenleaf Productions.
I try to confront myself with certain ideas that make me uncomfortable in my work. I think the most important thing for me as an artist is just work that's honest. If I'm not honest with myself and I'm not honest with the people who are looking at my work, and then what's the point? Racism, or whatever you want to call it, it's really just silly.
I want to thank the Hidden Children for allowing us to tell their story, my family, and the crew at Greenleaf. Thank you.
Promoting our work takes a special talent, whether it is news, a special program, or a PSA campaign. Creative and clever are what come to mind. In the promotion category, tonight's nominees are
2015 Pittsburgh Pirates year-end wrap-up, Root Sports. Action News, History in the Making, WPHL. News Branding Campaign, CBS 3.
And the Emmy goes to News Branding Campaign, CBS 3.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Very exciting. Thanks to Sarah and Will, who worked on this all together, and just love working at CBS 3. Thanks.
Working on a feature series can take a lot of time and effort, but boy, does it feel great when it all comes together. The nominees for Feature News Report Series include
A Heart for Kennedy, WTAE TV. Human Trafficking in Our Backyard, WUVP Univision 65. Generation Addicted, Struggles and Response, NBC 10. Illegally Healing, WHTM ABC 27. Police Pursuits, WPXI TV. 3 Hanukkah Miracles, WFMZ TV.
And the Emmy goes to Generation Addicted, Struggles and Responses, NBC 10.
On the edge of Philadelphia's Kensington neighborhood, the epicenter of heroin in the region, there's an artery carrying the drug addicted to their high. The tracks, as they're known, sit in a freight train trench running for about 3/4 of a mile from 2nd Street to Kensington Avenue. Hidden from the street is a world of tragedy, filth, crime, and death.
We couldn't have told these stories without dozens of people who had the courage to open up to us about their deepest, darkest struggle. This is for them. Thank you.
The category for Talent Host Moderator provides an opportunity for on-air talent to highlight their individual work. It takes a team to get the program on the air, but come airtime, it's the host who's in the hot seat. The nominees are
Chef Walter Stabe, A Taste of History. John Dorenbos, Eagles Television Network. Kelsey Collins, The Mother Company. Pat Shiraki, CBS 3.
And the Emmy Award goes to Chef Walter Stabe, A Taste of History.
In the heart of Cognac is this beautiful market, which dates back before the Eiffel Tower. I'm meeting Chef David from Hennessy.
Oh, Walter.
Bonjour, chef.
Bonjour.
Ça va?
Ça va très bien.
Qu'est-ce qu'on va faire aujourd'hui?
On va acheter un peu les légumes là, pour faire le poisson et préparer le pigeon aussi. Donc là, chef, on va prendre du chou vert et on va le blanchir et on va s'en servir pour recouvrir.
I normally don't say a lot, but this time I have to say, season 6 and season 7 were really hard on me because I had a rough situation at home. This is for you, Gloria. Thank you, thank you.
We shift gears now to children's programming. Capturing the attention of young viewers can be challenging. Tonight, we have some of the best in the business in this category. The nominees in the category of Children's Programmer Special are
Cosmo 3, Trees, WLVT, PBS 39. Ruby Studio, The Sibling Show, The Mother Company. Science U, Backwash, WPSU, Penn State.
And the Emmy goes to Ruby Studio, The Sibling Show, The Mother Company.
Right up and heading towards this trailer.
This emu known as Eddie, not happy to be back in captivity.
Yeah, he's out.
Moments earlier, Delaware's most wanted avian fugitive almost got away. Eddie making moves that would even make Eagles running back DeMarco Murray proud.
And I seen on the news that there was an emu on the loose, but I didn't suspect it was around here.
And now it's captured right in your backyard.
Well, that's amazing, isn't it?
Well, that was definitely not Ruby's studio.
Not our children's show.
That is not our children's show.
Cute ostrich. Very cute ostrich.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
We are the Mother Company, and we are here because our mission is helping parents raise good people, not ostriches. Ruby's studio just won, and we are so thrilled. This is amazing. We help a generation of children become more kind and compassionate and communicative. So we teach them about feelings and friendship and how to stay safe from predators in the safety show, not ostriches, and how to get along with their siblings. So check us out. We are on, thank you to WQED for being our host station, taking us to the people. And thank you to American Public Television, and now we are on Netflix globally. And
Well, we got our start here on WQED, so we'll be forever grateful for that. So thank you so much. We're honored to be here.
thank you.
Just making sure everybody's still awake. Producing a newscast in college is the perfect training ground for the next generation of journalists. Yes, someday we are all going to retire. Our nominees for College University Newscast include
Center County Report, March 25th, 2016, Penn State University. Temple Update, November 19th, 2015, Temple University, TUTV. TUTV, a season to remember, Temple University, TUTV.
This year's student award goes to Temple Update, November 19th, 2015, Temple University, TUTV.
Hundreds of students marched down Broad Street to fight the cost of college.
An explosion and fire near campus had social media ablaze. Hello and welcome. You're watching Temple Update. I'm Becca Hendrickson.
And I'm Tennyson Coleman. The world is still recovering from the attack in Paris late last week.
We have breaking news now in those terror attacks. The mastermind behind the terror.
First of all, let me get a shout out from all the owls in the room. I know there are a lot of you in here. Thank you to the big three, Paul Gluck, George Cummings, Peter Jeroff. None of us would be here if it weren't for you guys. I can honestly say that the work that we all did at Temple, for me, it's the reason I have a job today. So thank everybody, and thank you to this incredible crew up here.
There is certainly plenty to report on when it comes to education in schools. Whether a single story or series, this topic catches the eye of viewers. The nominees in this category are
Crumbles Classroom, WHTN. Flipped Classroom, NJEA. Homeless Students, WHTN. More Than a Science Project, NBC 10. And Scared at School, What Parents Need to Know, WFMZ.
This year's recipient is Flipped Classroom, NJEA.
What if you got the direct instruction at home, and then we did the stuff at home in class? And so we looked, you said, okay, let's do it. And so we committed to next year to, if you will, do what's become known as the flipped classroom.
I admit, when I first heard the phrase flipped classroom, this popped into my head. But I knew that probably wasn't right. So then I figured it meant the teacher and the student switched places. But that's not it either. Here's the real definition coming from one of the founders of the flipped classroom movement.
The flipped classroom is really a very simple idea. So the director...
First of all, thank you to all the other nominees in this category. Thank you to NJTV for carrying our program. And thank you for this extraordinary crew who somehow capture the essence of what our NJEA members do in public education every single day. Thank you, everyone.
Sports in our market are certainly a favorite. That might be an understatement. Despite the season, football, basketball, baseball, viewers crave their daily fix. The nominees for Sportscast include
News 8 at 11 Sports, 10/31/15, WGAL TV. Eyewitness Sports, WBRE TV. CBS 21 News Sports with Jason Bristol, 3/19/2016, WHP CBS 21. Pittsburgh's Action Sports, WTAE TV.
This year's recipient is Eyewitness Sports, WBRE TV.
This is Wyoming Valley Motors Sports Saturday.
Jim Harbaugh has injected new life into the Michigan football program, and while his Wolverines are still in Big Ten title contention, Penn State is trying to get back into the win column. Senior day for Carl Nassib and many others at Beaver Stadium for our Commonwealth Health game of the night.
Obviously, I'm not AJ. He's going to be so bummed that he wasn't here to accept this, so I'll do that on his behalf. Thank you.
General assignment reporting has its pluses and its minuses. The big plus is every day holds a bit of suspense. What will the assignment be? Nothing gets the adrenaline pumping like chasing a great story. The nominees in the category of General Assignment Report within 24 hours are
An Unthinkable Crime, NBC 10. Baltimore Senior Center Fire Reaction, WHP. North Philadelphia Sinkhole, NBC 10. The Eagle Has Landed, CBS 3. We Got Him Home, WHTN.
And the Emmy Award goes to We Got Him Home, WHTM, ABC 27.
Arrivals, departures, comings, and goings, all part of the daily routine at HIA.
5 to 10 minutes, we'll be out there with you.
But Clarence Stuck was especially excited for one plane and one passenger.
He was a great brother.
Yeah.
There's not too many people have great brothers.
Clarence has waited 65 years for this plane to land, delivering his brother Ken back to the mid-state.
I didn't expect all this.
Clarence got VIP treatment close to the runway, and before Ken came off, a personal visit from the pilot. Well, unfortunately, my good friend Eric Heisler, who is one of the most talented photographers not only that I've ever worked with, but that I've ever seen, has left the business. But he leaves on a high note with these Emmy Awards, and we want to say thank you to him and all of the talented photographers who are in the room tonight that make special stories sparkle. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Please welcome our next presenter, John Borick from the Comcast Sportsnet.
I want to thank Natas for allowing me to represent them tonight, and with that, we'll move along. We now want to recognize the Excellence by a News Operation for its breaking news coverage, reporting, programming, and community involvement. The News Excellence category recognizes the news director on behalf of the entire news team.
KDKA-TV News, KDKA-TV, Ann Leinerberger, News Director. NBC 10, Anzio Williams, Vice President of News. NJTV News, NJTV, Phil Alonji, News Director. Pittsburgh's Action News 4, WTAE-TV, Justin Antonetti, News Director.
And the Emmy goes to NBC 10.
Good evening, I'm Jim Rosenfield.
And I'm Jacqueline London. When the fire is still smoldering and you're in a vulnerable state, you might meet these fire chasers. The NBC 10 investigators have been looking into these companies.
Investigative reporter Harry Hairston heads to fire scenes to see firsthand why some of their business tactics are raising concerns.
Since they did the Ric Flair, I guess I can go ahead and do it. Woo! Hey, listen, our fairly new general manager, Rick Harris, every day, you know, he has a saying that we come to work, not to work, but we come to win. And it really has, you know, taken hold in our organization. We have a great staff, a great team, but it is, you know, we come to win, and winning for us is, you know, it starts with ratings, but I tell you what, it certainly helps when your peers can recognize you, and so we're thankful for this. Thank you very much.
Our next category includes a wide variety of important issues, including problems sleeping, anxiety, and toxic oil underground. Please meet this year's nominees for our Outstanding Health, Environment, and Science program.
Bedtime Story, the troubling truth about teens and sleep, WQED Multimedia. Bundle of Nerves, Our Anxiety Epidemic, WQED Multimedia. Toxic New Jersey, NJTV.
And the Emmy goes to Bedtime Story, the troubled truth about teens and sleep, WQED Multimedia.
We hope this show puts teenagers to sleep. No, really, we want them to sleep. Because major medical...
Well, thank you so much. This is a tremendous honor. I'm very thrilled to do programs for WQED. I am a freelancer, and I am always so grateful every time they invite me back to do another program. So thank you, WQED. And thank you to all of the people. So many of you have mentioned this, and I will as well. Stories aren't stories unless somebody trusts us to tell them for them, and the people in this program and in Bundle of Nerves as well that was nominated here have been so generous in letting us, trusting us to tell their story and share important information. So thanks to them, and thanks to all of you for a good night.
Next, we honor sports news stories from across our region. Please check out the big screens for the nominees.
Making the Game, WBRE TV. Honorary Eagle, NBC 10. The Concussion Effect, WGAL TV. Searching for Gold, WHP CBS 21.
And the Emmy goes to Honorary Eagle, NBC 10.
For this 12-year-old, it may as well be Super Bowl Sunday.
This is a big place.
This 7th grader flying high with the Eagles, now living his dream.
Yes,
he was born without arms or legs. Hardly an obstacle for this young fighter, this determined soul, this defensive tackle for his middle school football team.
1, 2, 3! Hawkins!
Gavin showing his own gridiron greatness, which is why this day, for him, is epic.
I showed our whole team
Go ahead, take us home.
Just want to say thank you. It's a really special story. Rob really worked hard in getting us in the right place at the right time. But to Jacqueline, to Anzio and Rick, giving us the opportunity to do these type of stories is really special to us. So we're so glad that this won, and this kid was so super special. It touched our hearts. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, history and religion are two of the themes from our next group of program nominees. Here are the nominees for Human Interest Program or Special.
Holding History, the collections of Charles L. Blockson, WPSU, Penn State. The People's Pope, NBC 10. The Power of Prayer, WGAL TV.
And the Emmy goes to Holding History, the collections of Charles L. Blockson, WPSU, Penn State.
When I was in the 4th grade, I had a substitute teacher. And one day we were talking about American history. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Ben Franklin, others who contributed to the founding of this country. And I raised my hand. I asked her about the colored people, as we were called, the Negroes. Do we have a history? She said, no, Charles. Negroes were born to serve white people.
Oh, man. I want to thank my mom and my dad and my entire family for always supporting me, the team at WPSU, which is a really talented team of people, Charles Blockson, and also this is particularly meaningful today on the opening of the African American History Museum in DC. So, Cole, what else you got? Cole has nothing to say. Thank you guys so much. This means so much to me.